Hey, thanks for tuning in again today. This is Tim with the University of Vinyl. I'm back to talk about a couple recent pickups that kind of sent me the memories flowing back to the 1990s. This was the mid 1990s. I was living in Chicago, and Melancholy in the Infinite Sadness by the Smashing Pumpkins. I was all over that album and all of the hype about it coming out. Bill Wyman is a famous writer. I'm not sure who he's writing for now, but he used to write for the great Chicago free weekly, The Reader, and he covered the music scene. He was a great writer. He actually got into some back and forth battles with various, letters to the editor, people writing into the newspaper, including a very, very famous letter from producer Steve Albini. It was a hilarious kind of episode. Anyway, going to talk about a little bit of a flashback back to the 1990s today. Stay tuned. I did not participate in the June 18th record store day drop this year. My wife and I had plans to go to Dead and Company in Boulder, and that was kind of a whole, ordeal basically that day, doing our planning, figuring out when to get down there, figuring out parking. So the whole record store day thing went out the window for me. There was really only, I think, one thing that kind of caught my eye. I wanted to have this album, which is the benefit album, Sweet Relief, for Victoria Williams. This, I played the hell out of a CD that I had in the 90s. I bought this on Clark Street in Lincoln Park in Chicago, probably after it came out. There was a couple used CD shops that I used to frequent right near Clark and Wrightwood. I don't think they're there anymore. Anyway, this was a really cool release that came out on June 18th. It was, the hype says the All-Star Landmark Tribute album, available on double vinyl for the first time. Looking on Discogs, it looks like there was a European vinyl pressing, and then something from South America as well. But this is a famous thing that's got, Crazy Mary from Pearl Jam. Lou Reed is on this. There's a great Matthew Sweet song as well. A lot of my kind of favorites from that time period as far as indie rockers. Soul Asylum, Buffalo Tom, Evan Dando, Michael Penn, Michelle Shocked. Lucinda actually has one song on here. The cool thing about this album is all of the songs are actually written, previously released, except for Crazy Mary, by Lucinda Williams. Great songwriter. She came down with muscular sclerosis, which was the reason for this benefit album. And there was a follow-up album, I think, in 1996 as well. In the 90s, there was those two albums, and then also that No Alternative album, which was interesting. It had that great Bob Mould track on it. I love that as well. Still have that on CD somewhere. Anyway, they did a really nice job with this. It's spread across two records. I don't know, are they 180 gram? They may be 180 gram. Now, I'm holding up side 4, which is actually an etched kind of copy of the cover motif. I don't think you can probably pick that up, but that is side 4. Let's take a look at side C. It's on the Columbia label, and I was really pleased with these things. Both records are totally flat. Everything is correct. They were not issued in polyline sleeves. Those scratchy, crappy white sleeves were included. I've swapped those out for some nice poly inner sleeves now. And great album. I love the variety on this thing. Again, I used to play this thing all the time. So really nice to have it back in the collection. Picked it up on Discogs. I waited a few days because there were kind of a little bit of flipping pricing happening, but things seems to settle down. I think this thing was originally stickered for $28 maybe. I picked it up for $35, including shipping, so was really happy with that. That is Sweet Relief, a benefit for Victoria Williams. Highly recommended. This was a Record Store Day exclusive and limited to 2,500 copies. So happy that I found one. I was determined not to miss out this time. There were rumblings that the Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness Pumpkins deluxe box set was going to be repressed. And what happened is, I think I saw Mike from the In Groove talking about this. And what I did was, he has a cool feature on his website where you can actually be notified if something comes back into print. You can put in an email or a cool text option. So I just put my number in there. And sure enough, after he had talked about this, I think it was on one of his new arrivals saying, he was expecting these any day now. You might want to put in a notification. So I did, and sure enough, got the text notification. Very, very quickly did, the double tap Apple Pay on my iPhone. And it arrived about a week later. And this thing is just incredible. So this is the package. What they have done is they've taken that album and spread it across 480-gram LPs. This is kind of a cover slip that came on the back of the box showing the entire track list. And importantly, this is taken from the 2014 remaster. Now, there was another box that was put out, I believe, in 2012. There was problems with inner groove distortion, so they recut everything, spread things out a bit further, and because that, I think, was only on three sides. So they've gone to 4. We've got a little more space as far as dead wax is concerned. And I am just super, super impressed with, first of all, the quality of this thing. Second of all, the sound quality is absolutely amazing. This, is a mid-1990s compressed affair on CD. Never sounded fantastic. So this is the best that this has ever sounded. So they've taken kind of the artwork and kind of worked out different themes for all of the discs that are included. Good news, this is really cool. Everything comes in a poly-lined sleeve. And then you also have what I'm assuming is probably the original artwork on the original inner sleeve as well. Very cool. Take a look at one of these records. Really, really nice pressing. These were done at Palace, I believe, in Germany. Top quality pressing plant. My records are absolutely flat, absolutely dead silent. I did use my Audio Quest static brush on these, which I always do. And I didn't have any issues on playback with these albums. Also very cool. So in addition to the album spread out across 4 LPs, there was 2 deluxe booklets included. First of all, this is basically all of the lyrics for every song. And then we also got a really cool deluxe picture book. There's an essay from David Wilde, the Rolling Stone writer, talking about the history and the release. Back to my days in Chicago when this came out, it was interesting. There's a great podcast, by the way, Sound Opinions, and it includes the two main writers, music writers in Chicago, Greg Kot, who is with the Chicago Tribune, and then Jim DeRogatis, who was with the Sun-Times. I'm not sure if he is still with the Sun-Times. Kot gave this album glowing reviews. Jim DeRogatis at the time kind of gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, and he actually did the Rolling Stone magazine review as well. But I kind of looked those up as I was kind of reminiscing, and it was interesting. Anyway, I have never heard this album better than it has been released now. If you have an opportunity to pick one of these up, try and get it. I think there may be still some around the country in various places. I think the In Groove is definitely sold out. I'm not sure about Acoustic Sounds. Man, this is a fantastic package, and basically kind of a grail. I think I checked Discogs, and it's already up to that box set was about $99 retail MSRP, and I think it's up to $150 median again on Discogs. I'm sure there will be another run, so if you can be patient, just be patient and wait for it like I did, and super pleased about that. While we're talking about the Smashing Pumpkins, I also decided to pick up the hard-to-find reissue of Siamese Dream, the incredible 1993 album by the Pumpkins. I actually happened to find this here locally in Boulder at Paradise Found Records on the shelf. Retail $50 even. Haven't opened this yet and given it a spin. I think, yeah, this is set across 2 LPs. I do have an original early pressing of the album that I found earlier this year, or maybe it was in December, here locally in Fort Collins. And, you know, there were, I think, 4 color variants on the original pressing, and then they did black, just black pressings. They did repressings in 1994 and a couple other years. There's absolutely no way to tell what year my repressing came out, but it is one of those batches of original represses. That album sounds amazing. It is spread across 2 LPs, so I'm really pleased with that. I'll probably have to crack this open and do some kind of comparison when I have some more time. But anyway, that is Siamese Dream, the reissue. Also very, very hard to find. Kind of gets sporadically repressed. Keep an eye out for it if you don't have that. That's today's video. Kind of a flashback, looking back at the 1990s. I've got great memories. I actually had 2 stints in Chicago, 89 to 92. Moved out to LA for a year, and then I was back in Chicago from late 1993 all the way up to the spring of 1996. So Chicago will always be in my heart. Love that place. Thanks again for watching, everyone. This is Tim with the University of Vinyl. If you liked this video and maybe you've had a chance to check out some of my other videos, please like the video, and I would be very appreciative if you would consider subscribing. The more subscribers I get, it helps the YouTube algorithm to spread my content out amongst YouTube at large, and thank you in advance if you're going to consider subscribing. Have a great day.